All right, guys, today we're going to talk about the leaked 2022 colors for Harley Davidson and the missing models. Chakalaka boom boom. No, not those kind of models. Models of motorcycles. You know, like what's being cut from the lineup. Okay, before we jump into this thing, I got two images sent to me from a viewer. I saw the same document, blurry image stuff in another video, so I don't know who got it from where, what. I don't know the original source. I just know what I got sent to me. It's a little blurry. I know when I put this up, you guys are going to want to pause the video and try and figure out and read it all. You don't have to do that. Do not strain yourself. Your boy has went out and spent like 2 hours combing through this thing, trying to figure out what all the call codes are for the models and the codes for the paint and all that. And then I retyped it all up in this pretty ass spreadsheet that I even color coded for you, so you won't have to strain your eyes to see what the hell we're looking at like I did. This thing's hard to read. There's a good chance I might have got something wrong. So if I did, if you think I got something wrong, leave me a comment down below and let me know which one you think I got wrong. If we discover that for sure I got something wrong, I'll try and pin that in a comment to correct the video down below. All right, the first two bikes on the list are Sportsters, the 883 and the 48. I was a little surprised that they kept the 48 and axed the 1200. I mean, the 48 is a more aggressive style, kind of more similar to the actual Sportster S style, and the Iron 1200 is more of a laid-back, upright cruising position. So I was surprised they kept the 48, but then again, it's priced $1,300 more than the 1200 Iron, so I'm sure that probably had something to do with the decision. Before we move on to the other two existing models that did not make the lineup, I want to make note that their Sportster S, the Pan America, and the Pan America Special are all listed, but the other Revolution Max Sportster we're expecting, the one we think is going to have a 975 engine in it, well, it's not on the sheet, and I'm not surprised. I honestly didn't expect them to launch that bike with all the other 2022 models at the beginning of the year anyway. If you've watched Harley Davidson's behavior the last year, they launched the Pan America at the second quarter. They launched the Revival later in the year. And then they launched the Sportster S later than that. They want to grab media attention throughout the different quarters, hope that boosts stock prices, and then they have a good thing to report during the earnings calls. So it's kind of a marketing strategy as well. So I expect to see that Sportster 975 probably come out in the second quarter. What I'm really wondering is, will we see later in the year another bike based on the Revolution Max platform? I know a bunch of you guys want to see a performance bagger, and I'm sure something like a water-cooled Road Glide with that Revolution Max engine would make perfect sense to go up against the Indian Challenger's water-cooled engine. But now, Indian is getting ready to release another motorcycle called the Pursuit, which have a Batwing Chief style fairing, and it's going to be water-cooled. So, are they going to need to build a water-cooled Street Glide as well to compete with that? Or should they really just focus on doing things like Honda and Triumph have been doing with their platforms? If you haven't noticed, Honda released the Africa Twin, and then they turned around and made a cruiser out of it with the Rebel 1100, and then just this last week, they launched the NX 1100, which is a sport touring bike based off the same engine platform. So 3 kinds of models, 1 engine, 1 transmission. Now, Harley Davidson could do the same thing with the Pan America. What would be the next bike you think they should make out of it? Perhaps a sport touring bike? I know, some people are going to think I'm crazy, but if you did a sport touring bike, they would not cannibalize sales from their existing touring customers that are buying the big tours, and they might bring in more potential new customers that were looking at sport touring bikes from other manufacturers such as Honda and Triumph. The next cruiser missing from the list kind of disappoints me. Yep, it's the Softails Slim. So Firecracker just rode one at Pig Trail Harley Davidson because she saw a used one at Bike Fest at Lake of the Ozarks that she kind of liked, and they had them at the demo event in Pig Trail, Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, Rally Off at X86, all that stuff. Anyway, it was a nice demo ride. She rode the bike. She really kind of liked it. Now, she's not looking to buy a new one, so this isn't the end of the world. They're pretty prevalent used. They've been out for about 10 years, so she'll still be able to find one. But I saw another video talking about this, and they said, well, that kind of makes sense. For just a little bit more, you can buy a Heritage or a Fat Boy. Okay, the Slim is $16,000. The Heritage is $19,000. That's $3,000. That's almost 20%. That's not just a little bit more. That's 20%. You know, I don't know about you, but I don't want to take a 20% pay cut. So I don't want to get charged 20% more for a different motorcycle than the one I wanted. And I get that on the Heritage, you get saddlebags, you get a windshield, you get ABS standard, you get cruise control, but you also get a taller windshield. You also get saddlebags that are not removable. You also get that stupid chrome moon on the front wheel. I know it's removable, but I still don't like it. And the Heritage comes with those big fat fenders on it, unlike the Slim. And she just likes the styling of the Slim better. So, you know, it's not just about the $3,000. And don't get me started on the Fat Boy. That thing is $4,000 more than the Slim. That's another 25%. You know, $16,000 to $20,000 is not just a little bit more. If you think it's just a little bit more, then you offer to pay the difference for her. So that brings us to the third bike missing from the list, and that's the Sport Glide. Now, the Sport Glide's only been out since about 2018, so it's only going to make 3-4 years, and then it's cut. And now one thing that's interesting is the Sport Glide has inverted front forks, kind of like the Lowrider. And I have seen some images and heard some rumors about something new coming related to the Lowrider. I've seen the video where Matt Laidlaw did a touring version of the Lowrider where he put Sport Glide bags on it and an FXRT style fairing, some floorboards and stuff. And I think that's cool. And I think if Harley comes out with an option like that, then yeah, that's great that they replace the Lowrider with something else that will give you the same kind of performance. But, you know, otherwise, I think that's a mistake. Everybody I've talked to that has a Sport Glide loves them. I have asked around because I kind of wanted to know what people who were riding it thought of it since Firecracker was looking at it. She's been looking at that bike for 2 years now and rode it multiple times at demo events. And you don't find them sitting around on the showroom floor. They seem to sell. So don't really know what's going on there unless Harley is up to something to replace that bike. All right, before we move on to the colors, I want to know, how many of you think Harley Davidson still needs to come out with the Bronx? I know it's a naked Street Fighter style bike. It's out of their segment. A lot of people say Harley Davidson cannot compete in that segment and be profitable against some of the well-known metric bikes that are already established in that class. But a lot of people were interested in seeing the Bronx come out. Of course, we don't know what the price is, and if the price is too high, would people still be interested in it? All right, guys, let's get into these colors. I know some of you are not going to be excited about colors. You're going to click off, but I have some screenshots, so you might want to hang around. A couple of these colors I am pretty damned excited about. All right, here's my chart I made for you guys. And I also added kind of a color code column on here, so you could quickly tell if a bike has a blue or green option on it instead of just having to read the text. Remember, I made this from an out-of-focus sheet. This may not even be a final version. This stuff could change, but let's talk about what the new colors are. And the first one to show up on the list is this White Sand Pearl, which you can see here. This color is an option on a lot more bikes this year than I have seen white be an option on in the past. This next color on the list, I'm pretty excited about. If they had this as an option when I bought my Street Glide, it definitely would have been the color I picked. It's called Reef Blue. And I'm really happy to see this, but unfortunately it is not an option for the Street Glide, but it is available on several other motorcycles. The third is this Mineral Green Metallic. Now, this green doesn't do it for me personally, but I'm sure somebody out there is absolutely going to love it. It appears the Pan America is going to get a new color called Fastback Blue. And it looks like the Street Bob might get that color as well, but nothing else that I see is going to have the Fastback Blue option, which I'm not all that excited about myself personally anyway. Next, we get to see the Reef Blue again, but this time with Vivid Black. Now, this is my absolute favorite out of the new color options, and I really think they did a good job with this kind of two-toning pattern of it. It looks like the Street Bob is going to get another additional color called Redline Red, and I think with this graphic on it that this looks really cool. Unfortunately, it does not look like the Baja Orange is going to make it back, which I thought looked good as well. According to the sheet, there's a red line and vivid black combination, but I could not find an image of that. I know the Gauntlet Gray was a pretty popular color last year, and a lot of people were excited about getting that paint color, but now we have a new gray called Gunship Gray. I don't know if I'm that excited about the gray, but hey, options are always good. Leave me a comment down below and let me know which color you think is the best out of the ones I just showed you of the new colors. Well, guys, it's been a lot of fun talking to you about the 2022 models and the possible color changes that are coming out. If you like this video and you're interested in getting early access to videos like this for just a couple dollars a month, make sure you click that join button down below to learn how that works. And I want to give a big shout out and thank you to all the members that are supporting the channel now. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you do that YouTube thing, check out the content on my channel. And if you dig it, don't forget to subscribe down below. Ring that bell to be notified the next time I drop a new video. And as always, thank you for support, stay safe, and keep on riding.